File 25.
Involuntary bliss. With such enigmas and bitterness in his heart did Zarathustra sail o'er the sea. When, however, he was 4 day journeys from the Happy Isles and from his friends, then had he surmounted all his pain. Triumphantly and with firm foot did he again accept his fate. And then talked Zarathustra in this wise to his exulting conscience. Alone am I again, and like to be so, alone with the pure heaven and the open sea, and again is the afternoon around me. On an afternoon did I find my friends for the first time. On an afternoon also did I find them a second time, at the hour when all light becometh stiller. For whatever happiness is still on its way twixt heaven and earth, now seeketh for lodging a luminous soul. With happiness hath all light now become stiller. O afternoon of my life! Once did my happiness also descend to the valley that it might seek a lodging. Then did it find those open, hospitable souls. O afternoon of my life! What did I not surrender that I might have one thing, this living plantation of my thoughts, and this dawn of my highest hope? Companions did the creating one once seek, and children of his hope. And lo, it turned out that he could not find them except he himself should first create them. Thus am I in the midst of my work, to my children going, and from them returning. For the sake of his children must Zarathustra perfect himself. For in one's heart one loveth only one's child and one's work, and where there is great love to oneself, then it's the sign of pregnancy. So have I found it. Still are my children verdant in their first spring, standing nigh one another, and shaken in common by the winds, the trees of my garden and of my best soil. And verily, where such trees stand beside one another, there are happy isles. But one day will I take them up, and put each by itself alone, that it may learn lonesomeness and defiance and prudence. Gnarled and crooked and with flexible hardness shall it then stand by the sea, a living lighthouse of unconquerable life. Yonder, where the storms rush down into the sea, and the snout of the mountain drinketh water, shall each of a time have his day and night watches, for his testing and recognition. Recognized and tested shall each be, to see if he be of my type and lineage, if he be master of a long will, silent even when he speaketh, and giving in such wise that he taketh in giving, so that he may one day become my companion, a fellow creator and fellow enjoyer with Zarathustra. Such a one as writeth my will on my tables, for the fuller perfection of all things. And for his sake and for those like him must I perfect myself. Therefore do I now avoid my happiness, and present myself to every misfortune, for my final testing and recognition. And verily it were time that I went away, and the wanderer's shadow and the longest tedium and the stillest hour have all said unto me, it is the highest time. The word blew to me through the keyhole and said, Come! The door sprang subtly open unto me and said, Go! But I lay enchained to my love for my children. Desire spread this snare for me, the desire for love, that I should become the prey of my children and lose myself in them. Desiring, that is now for me to have lost myself. I possess you, my children. In this possessing shall everything be assurance and nothing more. But brooding lay the son of my love upon me in his own juice-stewed Zarathustra. Then did shadows and doubts fly past me. For frost and winter I now longed. Oh, that frost and winter would again make me crack and crunch, sighed I. Then arose icy mist out of me. My past burst its tomb, many pains, buried alike, woke up, Fully slept had they merely, concealed corpse clothes. So called everything unto me in signs, It is time. But I heard not, until at last mine abyss moved, and my thought bit me. Ah, abysmal thought, which art my thought, when shall I find strength to hear thee burrowing and no longer tremble? To my very throat throbbeth my heart, when I hear them burrowing. Thy muteness even is like to strangle me, thou abysmal mute one. As yet have I never ventured to call thee up. It hath been enough that I have carried thee about with me. As yet have I not been strong enough for my final lion wantonness and playfulness. Sufficiently formidable unto me hath thy weight ever been. But one day shall I yet find the strength and the lion's voice which will call thee up. When I shall have surmounted myself therein, then will I surmount myself also in that which is greater, and a victory shall be the seal of my perfection. Meanwhile do I sail along on uncertain seas. Chance flattereth me, smooth-tongued chance, forward and backward do I gaze, still see I no end. As yet hath the hour of my final struggle not come to me, or doth it come to me perhaps just now? Verily, with insidious beauty do sea and life gaze upon me round about. O afternoon of my life! O happiness before eventide! O haven upon high seas! O peace in uncertainty! How I distrust all of you! Verily distrustful am I of your insidious beauty, like the lover am I, who distrusteth too sleek smiling. As he pusheth the best beloved before him, tender even in severity, the jealous one, so do I push this blissful hour before me. Away with thee, thou blissful hour! With thee hath there come to me an involuntary bliss. Ready for my severest pain do I here stand, at the wrong time hast thou come. Away with thee, thou blissful hour! Rather harbour there with my children, hasten, and bless them before eventide with my happiness. There already approacheth eventide, the sun sinketh, away my happiness! Thus spoke Zarathustra, and he waited for his misfortune the whole night. But he waited in vain. The night remained clear and calm, and happiness itself came nigher and nigher unto him. Towards morning, however, Zarathustra laughed to his heart, and said mockingly, Happiness runneth after me. That is because I do not run after women. Happiness, however, is a woman. Before sunrise. O heaven above me, thou pure, thou deep heaven, thou abyss of light, gazing on thee I tremble with divine desires. Up to thy height to toss myself, that is my depth. In thy purity to hide myself, that is mine innocence. The god veileth his beauty, thus hidest thou thy stars. Thou speakest not, thus proclaimest thou thy wisdom unto me. Mute o'er the raging sea hast thou risen for me today. Thy love and thy modesty make a revelation unto my raging soul. In that thou camest unto me beautiful, veiled in thy beauty, in that thou spakest unto me mutely, obvious in thy wisdom, oh, how could I fail to divine all the modesty of thy soul? Before the sun didst thou come unto me, the lonesomest one. We have been friends from the beginning. To us are grief, gruesomeness, and ground common. Even the sun is common to us. We do not speak to each other because we know too much. We keep silent to each other. We smile our knowledge to each other. Art thou not the light of my life? Hast thou not the sister soul of mine insight? Together did we learn everything. Together did we learn to ascend beyond ourselves to ourselves, and to smile uncloudedly. uncloudedly to smile down out of luminous eyes and out of miles of distance, when under us constraint and purpose and guilt stream like rain. And wandered I alone, for what did my soul hunger by night and in labyrinthine paths? And climbed I mountains, whom did I ever seek, if not thee, upon mountains? And all my wandering and mountain climbing, a necessity was it merely, and a makeshift of the unhandy one. To fly only wanteth my entire will, to fly into thee. And what have I hated more than passing clouds, and whatever tainteth thee? And mine own hatred have I even hated, because it tainted thee. The passing clouds I detest, those stealthy cats of prey. They take from thee and me what is common to us, the vast, unbounded yea and amen saying. These mediators and mixers we detest, the passing clouds. Those half and half ones that have neither learned to bless nor to curse from the heart. Rather will I sit in a tub under a closed heaven, rather will I sit in the abyss without heaven, than see thee, thou luminous heaven, tainted with passing clouds. And oft have I longed to pin them fast with the jagged gold wires of lightning, that I might, like the thunder, beat the drum upon their kettle bellies. An angry drummer, because they rob me of thy yea and amen, thou heaven above me, thou pure, thou luminous heaven, thou abyss of light, because they rob thee of my yea and amen. For rather will I have noise and thunders and tempest blasts than this discreet, doubting cat repose. And also amongst men do I hate most of all the soft treaders, and half ones, and the doubting, hesitating, passing clouds. And he who cannot bless shall learn to curse. This clear teaching dropped unto me from the clear heaven. This star standeth in my heaven even in dark nights. I, however, am a blesser and a yea-sayer, if thou be but around me, thou pure, thou luminous heaven, thou abyss of light. Into all abysses do I then carry my beneficent yea-saying. A blesser have I become, and a yea-sayer, and therefore strove I long and was a striver, that I might one day get my hands free for blessing. This, however, is my blessing. To stand above everything as its own heaven, its round roof, its azure bell and eternal security, and blessed is he who thus blesseth. For all things are baptized at the font of eternity, and beyond good and evil. Good and evil themselves, however, are but fugitive shadows and damp afflictions and passing clouds. Verily, it is a blessing and not a blasphemy which I teach that above all things there standeth the heaven of chance, the heaven of innocence, the heaven of hazard, the heaven of wantonness. Of hazard. That is the oldest nobility in the world. That gave I back to all things. I emancipated them from bondage under purpose. This freedom and celestial serenity did I put like an azure bell above all things, when I taught over them and through them no eternal will willeth. This wantonness and folly did I put in place of that will, when I taught that in everything there is one thing impossible, rationality. A little reason, to be sure, a germ of wisdom scattered from star to star. This leaven is mixed in all things, for the sake of folly wisdom is mixed in all things. A little wisdom is indeed possible. But this blessed security have I found in all things, that they prefer to dance on the feet of chance. O heaven above me, thou pure, thou lofty heaven, this is now thy purity unto me, that there is no eternal reason spider and reason cobweb, that thou art to me a dancing floor for divine chances, that thou art to me a table of the gods for divine dice and dice players. But thou blushest? Have I spoken unspeakable things? Have I abused when I meant to bless thee? Or is it the shame of being two of us that maketh thee blush? Dost thou bid me go and be silent because now day cometh? The world is deep, and deeper than e'er the day could read. Not everything may be uttered in presence of day. But day cometh, so let us part. O heaven above me, thou modest one, thou glowing one, O thou my happiness before sunrise, the day cometh, so let us part. Thus spoke Zarathustra.